Good evening, everyone. My name is Jim, and I'm an alcoholic. I'm here today. Somebody sent me an email from Champion House Society out of Trail, BC, with some questions. So I thought, well, instead of just writing them or talking to them, I would just do a quick video. And Gabby here is going to ask me questions that these people asked, which are some really good questions. So I thought I'd do this. We get lots of questions, how to open a treatment center, and what it's like and all that. So let's just do a video on it. So Gabby, what's the first question they ask?
Can you talk about the origin of your organization and how did you get started?
Well, the origin of this organization, I suppose, my youngest son got hit by an impaired driver, and I didn't think he was going to survive. The doctors didn't think he was going to survive. But during that whole event, I remember driving up to Edmonton one night and saying, how can I get drunk drivers off the road? And this has been it. That's Mitchell, my youngest son, who got hit. He told me yesterday, it's coming up to 20 years now. I'm amazed. I had no idea. Anyhow, so that was the origins of it. It was through a personal tragedy. And here it is today.
How has it grown or evolved over time?
Boy, has it ever grown. I found an old pre-release prison that was owned by the government of Alberta, which is 6 trailers. And it's about 3,000 square feet total, maybe a bit more. And I ended up getting buildings here and buildings there, like it's crazy. Right now we're at 39,000 square feet. So it's just, the building has become massive over the years. We had 10 beds in the beginning, we have 40 beds now. And over the years, it's grown. I've been down the States. I had a place in Cathedral City, California, another one in Santa Maria, California, one in Newfoundland, one in Burnaby, BC, and one up in Glendon, Alberta. So that's how it's just growing. It's crazy how it grows. There's so many people that need help. So if you're around to help people, there's lots of people need help. And there's no competition. People think there's competition. You got to be 50 miles from this treatment center and 20 miles from that. In Palm Springs, there was 20-some treatment centers there. But that didn't affect us any, because there's so many people searching for help.
Mm-hmm. How did you build support in your community and public support in your community?
Well, in the beginning, when the one in Tees, Alberta, is out in the farmland, and what I did, I went to all the local people within 4 or 5 square miles of the place and talked to them and told them why and what I was doing. And they just developed from that. There was lots of local support, because everybody has an addict or an alcoholic hanging in their family tree somewhere. So it's not like it's new to people. It's just, there's a lot of people who want to say, well, not my neighborhood. But when they realize that this is a for-profit place and there's no government money, so that people who are coming there, they want to change. They want help.
Great. What makes your organization different from others?
Well, part of it is what I just said. There's no provincial funding, so people are there on their own nickel. And when you have something invested in your treatment, even if your mom and dad are paying it, or your grandfather, or in First Nations, maybe the community's paying for it. But in the end, it's their money. And that's the difference. When I believe that people come there because they want to come there. It's an effort to come there. And it seems to work fine for us. Like I say, I think we've been open over 16 years now, even though Mitchell got hit 20 years ago.
Can you describe the structure and functions of your leadership team and staff?
Well, I've got a good team in place. And much like Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, the Board of Trustees, we don't have a Board of Trustees, but I have kind of a sprinkling of people with addictions, recovered alcoholics, recovered drug addicts, and people that have no addiction, that may have somebody in their family with no direct addiction. And they seem to mingle okay, and they seem to get along. There's always, like any other company, there's always personality problems, or not problems, but challenges. But overall, we have a great team and things go along quite well. So.
And what would you say some red flags are or cautions that you would share regarding the development and delivery of a treatment center?
What red flags? Well, try not to piss anybody off, because that's what happens if if you say something to this person, then the opposite person is going to say it's just like craziness. So try to stay neutral. And if you always stay on focus, now what's best for the participant will solve all those problems. Just keep that, not what's best for the staff or best for one person, but what's best for the participants as a whole. And once you do that, you're okay.
What have been some of your greatest successes?
Oh boy, we've had a lot of successes. We've seen people come in there in wheelchairs, much like the Bible, they walk out. Now why that? People beat themselves up, especially with alcohol, so bad, and you think they're gonna die. I've had guys in there with their liver sticking out like this, and after 6 or 8 weeks, or 10 weeks, or 12 weeks, whatever it takes, they change. It's a miracle when we take a before and after picture, before recovery and after recovery. And it's a completely different person, like a transformation. But when you're working there, you see that every day. The person doesn't see it because it's them, but I can, or the staff can. It's just an incredible thing. So as long as that keeps going, I'm always happy.
And can you share some of your biggest challenges you have had to overcome?
Some of the biggest challenges have been trying to deal with the relatives, the mother, the father, whoever, the loved one, possibly the payer. And, my child has never done this, my child has never, he's just wonderful. Well, what the hell is he doing in the treatment center then? We don't want to beat him up. But mothers, particularly, have to get out of the way. Don't bring them to us and then try to do the treatment your way. We have a way that we've been doing it for years and it seems to work, and I believe we're quite successful, and that's a challenge. Don't let outside influence the situation.
Great. And any final comments or anything you would like to add to somebody that's looking to open a treatment center or provide it in their community?
Well, I would say always remember, what's your motive for doing this? Are you doing this for the right motive? Do you want to help people? Or is it a money grab? Or whatever it is, you have to decide what's your motive. Because there's going to be days there that probably the staff are going to drive you crazy a lot more than the participants. So you got to remember that you're dealing with ill people, and the ill people attract ill people. So you'll have staff there that's crazier than a hoot owl, and that's just the way it is. And you have to fish them out, let them, don't hire someone because of how they act or look necessarily, but you got to watch them in the early times, like how they interact. And when you get somebody doing security that thinks they're a counselor, or a cook that thinks they're a counselor, and there's romances, and there's all kinds of challenges, but they're all exciting. They're all problems looking for a solution. That's all they are. And if we can't give solutions, we're in the wrong business. So I wish you all the luck in the world. If there's anything else I can help you with, just give me a call.